Should you dine in the Pacific?
Princess Bear here today. We're at Loews Royal Pacific, a Universal Hotel, because it's time to answer that very question.
And there's a new menu.
Yes, we like new things, and that's your number one choice in foodie infotainment. When it exists, we're going to find it. So remember, she's vegan. I'm not. Let's not get lost in the islands.
It's time to foodie and chill.
You heard the girl.
So here we have a rice beer. I think I've only had one once before. Actually, no. I did not have it in California because it had fish flakes in it. I think this is my first rice beer. It is vegan and gluten-free, surprisingly. Cheers. It's like a mild Bud Light, but like a good tasting one, not like a water, like crap tasting one. Like what you really want a Bud Light to taste like. I like that. I would give it 4 out of 5 rice beers. I might be drinking more rice beers in my future.
So a Japanese Koshihikari Echigo rice lager. Probably butchered that just a little bit. I'm afraid of the kind of person I would become if I have regular access to rice beers. Belgian style is usually my addiction, but as I try more and more rice-based beers, they're starting to become a thing. There's something so different about that than like a hop-based beer or like a barley-based beer. It's just so much smoother and like easier to drink. Like this is the kind of beer that I would take and stick my toes in the sand and watch other people jump in the disgusting Atlantic Ocean. I would give that 4.5 out of 5 plus.
Here we have our friend, the edamame. I feel like every time we go out, we get edamame, and anytime we want to snack at home, we eat edamame. We eat a lot of edamame. I like it better when they're sauced and not like flaked. So we'll see how this one is. It's cold. Actually, it's not cold. It's like room temperature because it's been sitting here for a little bit. It's cooked all the way through. It's not overcooked. It's not soft or anything like that. It's cooked to the right temperature. I would give it a 3 out of 5 edamame. It's not spicy though. I'd give it maybe like a 2 out of 10 on the heat scale. It's just a nice light snack.
Eating edamame, I feel like, is weird. Like the way that you're supposed to. We were just discussing this. I don't know. I don't eat like everybody else does, so yeah. It's okay. I'm the chipmunk. It's not spicy, but it is. There's something there other than the salty. I like this flavor. I am the opposite of Princess. I prefer a sprinkling of something, a salt or a flavor on top as opposed to saucy, partially because I'm a really messy person. I would just get sauce everywhere. This is safer for me. But I also love edamame. I do have it as a snack at home too, so this is good. Yeah, it is room temperature though. I'm kind of glad it's not like too hot and not too cold, because sometimes people serve edamame one way or the other, and I'm like, either you're burning yourself or it's like you're eating it out of the freezer, and neither one of those is really that delightful, honestly. But yeah, good app.
So we have the nice steamed edamame with the Togarashi seasoning on top and the flakes of the salt. Not overboard, not too much seasoning, not too little, but at least I can see it. Togarashi seasoning is something you have to go easy with. Sometimes if you go too heavy on it, your mouth's going to be on fire. Too little and you get no flavor. This is like towing the line of too little, but still good. I'd give it 3.5 out of 5 claws.
So now we have the vegetable roll. It's been a minute since I've had one of these. It's got all kinds of nice goodness in here. I feel like I'm a little spoiled with the shiki side now, but cheers to a vegetable roll. I think the roll is very tasty. It's got a lot of flavors in it. but it's lettuce. There's like lettuce in here, and I always feel like rolls with lettuce are just weird. Like the consistency is just weird to me, and it kind of throws it off a little bit. Other than the lettuce piece, I'm not mad at it. I would give it like 3 out of 5 veggie rolls. I'm definitely gonna be putting copious amounts of soy sauce and wasabi.
All right. On this episode of Shelby Tries to Eat Something and It's Awkward, good luck to me. Also, lettuce and sushi. Why you gotta stick together? Don't make fun of my chopstick skills, please. All right. Yeah, why is there lettuce? I know it's veggies, but all right. I'm dunking mine, sorry. All right. I'm a really, really, really huge sushi fan. Like, is one of my favorite foods. I think it's super weird to put lettuce in it because now I feel like I'm eating a salad. I realize it's veggies, don't get me wrong, but like for some reason the lettuce really cuts through. It's very strong lettuce. That makes no sense, but that's how it is. That being said, I would still eat this because it's veggie sushi and I'm a fan of that. But the lettuce is very strange. I agree with Princess. It's an odd choice. Quick update. It's not lettuce, it's cilantro. That's why it's so strong. So now, kind of mystery solved, sort of, but also, I don't know. Doesn't really change how I feel about it. I'd still eat it, but it's, if you don't like cilantro, maybe ask for it without. It's interesting.
This is how international incidents start, okay? Americanized sushi is already a mixed bag of horrors that probably belong in Halloween Horror Nights. You could do probably an American sushi house and get away with it. But cilantro in sushi? That's the level of... That's a level of just trickery and evil that I'm almost speechless. And I'm never speechless. Yeah, it's definitely cilantro. Cilantro is a strong flavor. You put in anything. You use it sparingly in most dishes. But to add that on top of the carrots and the avocado, it just cuts right through and sort of like hangs in the back of your mouth. I feel like some Italian got lost, ended up behind the sushi bar, and somehow produced that. That is an interesting ride, but it's like the Jimmy Fallon of rides. I'm gonna give that a 2 out of 5 plus.
This is the sweet potato roll. I'm glad that we saved this roll for second because I have a lingering cilantro taste in my mouth. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of these. Cheers. That is much better. That is like a sweet potato fry with a little bit of rice on it. It's like preparing your palate for those sweet potato fries from Halloween Horror Nights with chocolate on them. I like this. This is a 4.5 out of 5 sushi rolls. I recommend this one.
I feel compelled to just tell you guys in advance, when we ordered this, you order it without the honey, but the server also let us know that the tempura sweet potato is also cooked in the same oil as shrimp. So if you do not like cross-contamination or have an allergy, of course, maybe don't order this or see if they can modify it. I don't know if that was a possibility because we didn't ask. I'm not super specific about cross-contamination, and I don't think Princess is either, so we just went with it. All right. Normally I'm better at picking up sushi, but I think because I'm being recorded, I'm like shaking awkwardly. I don't know. Also, it's very hot outside, and I was shaking earlier. I was trying to like film videos of stuff in my hands, just like. So if you see any shaky videos, that's what happened. The sushi is so good. I'm gonna not be mad at Universal for just like a little minute because they got rid of the beatbox at Cowfish. Because I come over here for this. This roll is perfect. It's so simple. It's just sweet potato and rice, and it's just kind of basic in a way. Like, there's nothing super fancy about it, but it's delicious. The tempura has a little bit of crunch. It's good. It's so good. Eat this one. Don't eat the other one unless you ask for it without cilantro. This one's infinitely better.
I have a standing rule in getting sushi that I share with all my friends, and you guys are all of our friends in the community. When you go get sushi, let's say you're not the most adventurous person, what I always suggest is you get one roll you're familiar with, and then one new thing to try that you may or may not like. Stretch a little bit, have a little fun. Food is supposed to be fun. For me, sweet potato roll are one of my favorite rolls to get on the regular. If I don't want to get anything else on the menu and then try something new, sweet potato roll is definitely like in the top 3 rolls I'm definitely going to order in that spot. It's a mouthful, and I know that sweet potato isn't most people's first thought to go into sushi roll, but sweet potato for some reason, like tempura style, just works. The sort of like crispy outside, that soft inside, the sweetness inside the rice, it's like perfection. 4.5 out of 5 claws. I decided to go nice and mild today, so I just got 2 rolls I'm familiar with. They didn't really have anything on the menu that was like I haven't had before. There was a chef special roll that I probably should have asked about, but I'll just go with something familiar, something comfortable for our little foodie crawl in the Royal Pacific. So I got the rainbow roll, which is the rainbow gradient of fish on top of rice with a little bit of avocado, going from the white fish to the salmon to the tuna to the shrimp. We're just gonna pick some randoms here. And yes, I do most of my sushi without soy sauce. There's a little bit of soy sauce here and there, but like for specialty rolls, I don't usually sauce them up unless they already come sauced. Nice and fresh. Letting the fish be the star, the rice is a compliment. The avocado is a nice sort of like addition to that, enhances the fish. Let's try a second one here, different part of the rainbow. Excellent. A rainbow roll is a good way to try different kinds of fish without ordering multiple rolls. This one is hitting all the bases right. It's not something that I'm going to be like, this is the rainbow roll you have to get, but it's definitely going to be one you won't go wrong with getting this roll. I would give it 3.5 out of 5 claws. We have Unagi Nigiri. They didn't have an eel roll, and I was craving eel, so I decided to just go something small. I could have gotten Shichimi, Unagi, or eel, but I decided to just get the nigiri instead. Nice little bed for my eel with a little bit of eel sauce and a seaweed wrap. Edges of the eel are perfectly crisp. I like it when they sort of drizzle the eel sauce on top and they don't soak it. I'm not looking to eat candy or just eat candy. This is a perfect compliment. It's done really well. Definitely worth trying if you've never had it before. I know you sense eel and you're thinking of 1,000 monster movies, Creature in the Back Room, and all sorts of things. But trust me, eel can be tasty when done right. 4 out of 5 claws. Orchid Court is courting us.
This is our 3rd review here, and I think it's always been good. We were talking about it, and that vegetable roll is actually the 3rd time that we've had it.
With the cilantro.
Always had cilantro in
And we
it,
never
so
noticed.
maybe this is the time that they just put extra cilantro. Whatever.
We'll be back. So,
On to Jake's. Strawberry Fields. We've had this one a couple of times before. I just wanted to do a nice light strawberry juice with ginger beer because that's just my jam. It's a little heavy on the strawberry, but it's still good. It's like drinking carbonated juice with a little ginger kick to it. I would give it 4 out of 5 strawberries.
Loews. I feel as over time we developed a good relationship. My one issue is that if you're going to theme a resort to the Pacific, on islands whose weather changes by the minute sometimes, so too should your drink menu. This drink menu, it's changing like construction on I-4. Fix that. Strawberry Fields is still one of the better drinks I have here. It's a right balance of strawberry and ginger. And even though I'm not the ginger purist of the Princess, I can appreciate this one. 4.25 out of 5 plus. The bourbon and berry smash just gives me sort of flashbacks of the Goombay smash, giving me Conch House Marina, St. Augustine. If you have been to St. Augustine, if you know Conch House, you already know what I'm getting at. This doesn't usually come anywhere close, but it's probably the best I'm going to get until Mardi Gras comes around in Universal again. It's bourbony, and it's berry adjacent. Even though the berries are muddled in here, it still feels a little bit syrupy. It's okay. Give it 3 out of 5 plus.
Here we have the vegan cheese pizza. I actually asked for it as a margherita, so I asked for the basil and the tomatoes, and Chef threw a balsamic glaze on top, which I'm excited for. I also asked for red pepper and vegan parm to put on top because I forgot my pocket parm. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna put a little bit of red pepper, and I'm gonna put a whole bunch of parm because I can. Because this is where dreams come true. God, it looks so beautiful. This is the pizza that I have been hoping for. I think that if you weren't vegan, you probably wouldn't be able to tell that this isn't vegan. It's that good. With the parm and the red pepper, just fire. Snaps to the kitchen. I would give it a 5 out of 5. It is a Princessities item. I suggest coming to Jake's and just trying a couple of their menu items. They actually have a really large vegan menu.
Try not to fling the pizza all over the place. Don't touch it all. Okay. All right. Now, my holy grail of theme park food used to be the churro. As probably, hopefully, most of you know, we've had vegan churros now. God, I hope they return for Horror Nights. Vegan pizza is my next holy grail. It's the next thing that I want in the theme park. I want to be able to either get a slice. I would buy a whole pizza to share with my friends. Like, I'm not going to eat a whole pie by myself. I can't do that. But I'm really excited about this because Princess asked and we received. But like, can we get some in the park? I think that would be fantastic. Like, just have a snack, or at least bring the Sambusa coffin back. I need like more snacks. Like, I know it sounds ridiculous for me to say this, but I can eat pizza and walk. Like, I need more walking snacks. That being said, I'm gonna eat this. If you've ever eaten vegan cheese, you know sometimes it doesn't melt. Whatever they're using here melted really well. You didn't see a cheese pull because I'm not gonna eat on camera like that, but there was definitely like a nice glob of cheese right there. It was melted. That was perfect. I'm glad you made this margherita too, because margherita pizzas are great. This is fantastic. If you come here for nothing else, come and get this pizza. You do kind of have to like ask for it off the menu a little bit, but on the vegan menu, it shows they have vegan cheese available, so they could totally do this. But Universal, please add vegan pizza in the park.
Vegan margherita pizza. Now, if Jake's can do it, what's wrong with Red Brick Pizza? I mean, I've thrown a lot of shade at Red Brick Pizza before. I'm not gonna stop. Not until you fix your menu. This is amazing. Like the love and care put into this, the tomatoes, the basil, the little balsamic drizzle. If you come here and you enjoy anything on this menu, not even just the pizza, we love to see team members passionate about what they do. Chef Jeremy, sorry. So excited just to serve the pizza. That's what we love to see. That's that stick to the roof of your mouth cheesy. That's excellent. Crust, perfect. Crispy in, soft but like crispy bottom. Cheese pull, tomatoes. You really can't ask for more out of a pizza. Honestly, if you handed me a slice of this after I hit the park, I wouldn't even question whether or not it was real or not. It was exactly what I expect. 4.75 out of 5 plus. Wings on the menu sometimes seems like a throwaway. It's always your sim to get wings. You don't know like how many you're gonna get, the weight, the size, the sauces. When you get a place that one puts their name on the wings, these are Jake's Hot Wings, and two, that's the only flavor. That is the level of standing on business that I want. You're like, not only am I serving wings, you're only getting one flavor, one temperature, and you're gonna love it, or you're not. So they're going all in. So will I. You can smell the whiff, the buffalo sauce just radiating. It's like a heat wave, but like in a place where heat is tolerable. Not Florida. Okay. And I said they were standing on business. They counted all 10 toes because that is actually hot. I would give it like a 5.5, 6 out of 10 on the eat scale. For buffalo sauce, that's odd. It's kicking, like climbing its way. The back of my throat, like Kong climbing a building. I like it. But just because they have the heat, they haven't lost the flavor. The buffalo, it's still buffalo. And the chicken, juicy, great. Honestly, for something light, post-park or park break, I'm on board. 4 out of 5 plus. I expected Jake's to be a plane crash. It was more like giving us wings.
Surprisingly delicious, so much so that I think we need to come back and go to Jake's and order like all the Jake stuff. That's vegan.
That's definitely a princess foodie thought. But there's still more food to go.
On to islands. This is the dark chocolate raspberry cake. You have a raspberry sauce, you have a chocolate sauce, you have a stackings of things. We got this the last time that we came here, but this is a different presentation, and there's a lot of resistance against my fork, more than I thought there was going to be. It actually feels like it's served cold. Cheers. It's not cold. It's room temperature, but I do not like. It's like, remember like when you would get like those old boxes of chocolate and they would have like the surprise ones where you would like bite into it and all of a sudden there'd be like this liquid of like a fruit, usually cherry, that would just pop into your mouth and you'd be like, ew, I don't want that. That's what this is with raspberry, and I'm not vibing on it. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. It's pretty, but it's not my jam.
I would expect this to be cold based on its look as well. We did have this before. It looked quite different. Before, the top was like a fudge layer, and then the raspberry was in like where you see the, I'm assuming that's like a vanilla frosting or something like that. Oh, great. I've screwed myself now. Sorry, guys. You know when you leave something in the freezer too long, especially like a frozen cake or pastry, it tastes like the freezer? It kind of tastes like freezer. It's not bad. It's only a hint of freezer. Still tastes like chocolate. With that being said, if it's going to taste like freezer, I don't think I would order this again. But it's not awful. It's about all I got.
At this point, this may be maybe way too far down the theme park lore. Anytime you give me 2 options of anything on a plate, I'm going to assume you're trolling me with Dueling Dragons. I just can't help myself anymore. This cake, layers, you got the cream, you got the berry. It looks like an unsuspecting cake. The question is, will I bite into this and it will bite my face off? Foodie style. I just took far too big a bite. I'm going to take some of this sauce, take some of the chocolate sauce, and we're going to see what it's going to do. I'll be honest, the berries, I hate them. There's something about the berries are just kind of off. The cake itself is pretty dense. It's given like almost stale gas station Hostess cake. The cream is good. The flavor is okay. It just comes off old. Does that make any sense? I give it 3 out of 5 plus.
This looks like a signature dining dessert, so I'm excited for it. I always love a beautiful plating. Well, I don't know if I'd call this beautiful. There's a lot of real estate open here on this plate. But the sauce trail is nice. I'm sure that, you know, if you did a little smoosh on it, it might look a little fancier. But who am I to judge plating? It's plating. This isn't signature dining, though this looks like signature dining. Let's go ahead and just do a flourless, vegan, gluten-free chocolate cake. Okay, it's very thick. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this sauce. Cheers. It's not bad. It's much better. It's very rich and chocolatey, and it kind of reminds me of at Disney they have like a vegan, gluten-free brownie with like a ganache on top. And it kind of gives me vibes of that, but this is almost like the ganache is the cake. So it's just very creamy. I'm not mad at it. I would give it 3.5 out of 5 cakes. I don't think it would proactively come here for this, but if this is my dessert option, I'm not going to be upset.
Alrighty. I have higher hopes for this one. That is thick. Goodness. Okay, so infinitely better than the other cake. This reminds me of what is the cupcake I'm thinking of? The Hostess cupcakes with the swirl on top. I've not had one in 10 plus years, probably even longer, but it's definitely giving me that vibe. And I mean, that's really good. So much better than the other one. This one doesn't taste like freezer. And I mean, like the chocolate is just as thick as you would find on the top of a Hostess cupcake. I mean, and you're not even really missing the cream because then you have the little icing on top. That's good. I would come here and eat that.
I'll preface to say first, I have no issue, okay, with the size of the plate. One day I'm gonna have to do an internet deep dive on how the chef decides the size of the plate versus the size of the dessert. Because while I love the artistic display and how this is plated, this is the dessert. This is the plate. It's just funny to me. And we like food, so things like this, they interest us. But either way, we're going to eat it. It doesn't really matter how big the plate is or isn't. Let's go ahead and dig into this. I'm going to leave that berry nonsense alone because it looks the same as the last cake, and I don't want to embarrass myself on camera any more than I already do. That is a thoughtful dessert. At its base, flourless cakes tend to be a little bit more dry and dense. Just part of the process. But in pairing it with this thick dark chocolate casing and then the mousse on top balances it out, so you get a complete bite. You don't even notice. They all marry together to give you like a nice bite, and you can completely forget that it's a flourless cake. It just tastes good. That is actually delicious. 4.25 out of 5 claws.
This is a cheesecake. I think this is the smallest cheesecake I've ever seen. Even if you buy one from like the freezer. Oh, and it's so smooth. I guess I'm gonna take like this blueberry here. I feel like it needs a berry with it. Cheers. That's cheesecake. 100%. Not mistakable cheesecake. Now, when I wasn't vegan, I loathed cheesecake. So, I'm probably not gonna eat a lot of this. But if I loved cheesecake, I probably wouldn't share this with anybody. I would be rude about it. I'm gonna take my bias out of it and I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 cheesecakes. I think it deserves that, but like I personally wouldn't order it.
All right, I can't eat backwards. I see you guys do it where you're like, I'm awkward enough.
That's a skill.
I don't need to add. I don't need to add another layer of awkward here. So I'm going to scoop it towards myself. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take the blackberry because I love blackberry. Okay, that's really smooth. You know, cheesecake's sometimes real thick and hard to like get through. This is not the case. I am the opposite of Princess. I love cheesecake. Vegan cheesecake, of course. I loved cheesecake when I wasn't vegan. I will say, I am not a fan of passion fruit. I don't care for I don't want to eat passion fruit. This is like my least anticipated dessert of the evening. I'll get a little of the, I'm assuming this is passion fruit gel.
That is.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. All right, I'm gonna eat my words. That's actually surprisingly good. Super creamy cheesecake. It's not like, I don't know, some cheesecakes are like really, really thick. The cheesecake part, I'm not talking even about the crust. The whole thing is very smooth. The passion fruit doesn't bother me. I would order that one again as well. Like, I don't have any comments. Very good. I'm shocked.
Cheesecake is one of the things that has been denied to me for a long time. I'm not vegan, but I am incredibly lactose intolerant, and there isn't enough magic pills, lactate or otherwise, for me to be able to consume a single bite of cream cheese without feeling like I swallowed razor blades. So when we come across a vegan cheesecake that I can actually eat, I get kind of excited. We've tried some different cheesecakes, like the store-bought one. There's like a Dale one that's all absolute cardboard trash. Don't ever buy that. So I'm actually quite curious about this. Passion fruit, I sit on the fence because, it's either going to be like Meryl Streep in Bridges of Madison County sort of passionate, or it's going to be like Lake House Keanu Reeves level passionate. But either way, it's going to be passionate. So I'm just going to go ahead in, I'm going to get a little bit of the gel, and we're going to see what kind of love this thing is going to make. Wow. That's almost like 50 Shades of Grey if it was good and not supermarket trash. That tastes delicious. The consistency, the crumble crust on the bottom, the whip on the top. From the second you hit it in your mouth, you swallow it, that's perfect. Size, consistency, taste, the richness, not too much, not too little. I have no notes. 5 out of 5 plus. If you come here, you have any lactose intolerant like myself or vegan, you're not getting this cheesecake. You could have just gone up your room and gone to sleep. That has been a foodie crawl at the Royal Pacific Hotel here at Universal Orlando Resort.
I'm about to crawl up these stairs. I'm so full.
Yes, I think I'm going to make her carry me up the stairs. No, I'm not going to do that. But we've had a good time here. You wouldn't think that there would be so much food, unique food hidden here at Universal, but just like with every other theme park in Orlando, the hotel has hired some of the best food. So I don't even know why you guys aren't eating this food and you're still eating Universal. Come here.
I agree.
Let us know in the comments below. Now, if there's anything else you'd like to see us do at Universal, be it the resorts or otherwise, that will always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, Bear might never want to come back here again. And we had a lot of good food. There's a lot more food to eat.
You're a girl.